Could Liv Morgan be returning to in-ring action for WWE a lot sooner than we all think? Well, in this video, I'm going to give 3 reasons why I actually think that Liv Morgan is not going to be sidelined as long as WWE Liv Morgan wants us to think. Now, Liv Morgan, she's been away from WWE television since June when she went down with a devastating and unfortunate injury on an episode of Monday Night Raw while working a singles match against Kairi Sane. It was absolutely crushing because at the time in which we saw Liv just simply land awkwardly on her hand and sustained a shoulder injury as a result, and leading to the expectation that she's going to be out of action for a long time. She was feuding with Nikki Bella going into Evolution 2, right? She was women's tag team champions. She was doing big things. We didn't know if she was going to necessarily work Nikki in a singles match, or they were going to bring in Brie, and then they were going to do Brie and Nikki challenging Liv and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's tag team titles at Evolution 2. Regardless, being in the feud with Nikki Bella was an epic, epic thing for Liv Morgan. A lot of fans, they were looking forward to it because just the little sample size in which we got from Nikki and Liv, it was good stuff. And you know that WWE is going to give plenty of spotlight to Liv Morgan, not only because she's a top tier star, a big time star, but also because you have Nikki Bella and the outside eyeballs and what she brings to the product, right? So it was going to be epic. It was going to be great. And we got robbed of that, right? Now, obviously, Roxanne Perez, she has been kind of teased as the replacement of Liv Morgan. In a lot of ways, the replacement for Liv Morgan, obviously teaming with Raquel Rodriguez, losing the women's tag team championships while Liv Morgan is on the sideline. But there's actually more than meets the eye in that regard. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So with a further ado, let's get into 3 reasons why I think Liv Morgan is going to be returning to WWE TV a lot earlier than we all expect. And number 3, it is WWE teasing a romantic storyline between Roxanne and Dirty Dominant Mysterio. Now, since Roxanne Perez was added to the Judgment Day group, WWE is teasing a romantic storyline between the two. Raquel watching on as Dominic and Roxanne, they get a little bit more closer. Now, although the stars have denied the rumors, fans could witness a relationship between them develop. As a result, Morgan may return early, and she could catch maybe Roxanne and Dirty Dom red-handed in the moment. And this could lead to her turning babyface and then them doing a love triangle type storyline. Number 2, Finn Balor has been consistently saying, both in interviews and on television, that Morgan will be out of action for much longer than expected, okay? Now, he recently provided a major update regarding her rehab and even shared a timeline for a potential comeback. He said that Liv is recovering and could be back anywhere from anywhere from 6 to 8 months. Now, before Morgan's shoulder injury, there was backstage segments that showed tension between Balor and Morgan. There were more hints of a call out, noting that nothing happened between the two. Because of this, Morgan could return sooner than expected to shock Balor and call him out for his manipulative tactics. And at number 1, it's Raquel Rodriguez saying that Liv Morgan is rehabbing multiple times a week. Okay, so there was an episode of Monday Night Raw back in June. Raquel gave a health update on the former women's world champion, and she revealed that Morgan was in rehab 2 to 3 times a week and expected to be back in the near future. Now, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez recently lost the women's tag team championships to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam 2025. Perez replaced Morgan as Raquel's tag team partner and fellow champion once Morgan went down. However, it was Roxanne who was pinned at the Premium Live event, and therefore Morgan could return to get her revenge on the Prodigy for not only taking her spot in the group, taking her spot as a champion, but also being the one to lose the championships. Okay? I am not saying by any means that I expect Liv Morgan to be back on WWE television within the next 2 weeks, right? I don't expect her to be back on WWE television by, say October. But could it be December? Could it be January? Could it be November? And here's another thing, like, just because Liv Morgan has the injury. And just because Liv Morgan can't wrestle doesn't mean that WWE can't bring her back to TV and her just do backstage segments and promos and be at ringside, etc. She doesn't have to get physical, right? Like, there's workarounds to this, to the point that when she first suffered the injury, because she is part of the Judgment Day, she is so heavily paired with Raquel Rodriguez, and really Raquel Rodriguez's success on the main roster is due to Liv Morgan, whether it's this run or their previous run as tag team champions. They She needs Liv way more than Liv needs Raquel. And so I can absolutely see if it's a situation in which they just simply want Liv back on TV because she's a ratings boost, or the fact that they feel like they need her on television to help Raquel or continue the Judgment Day storyline, or continue to tease things with Finn, or tease things with Roxanne and the growing tension, and maybe that is incorporated into a babyface type run for Liv. We haven't seen Liv as a babyface basically since before her return at the 2024 Royal Rumble. So it's been a hot minute since we've seen Liv Morgan as a baby face. And obviously we know that she's very, very popular within the WWE fan base. She has a very loyal, outspoken, supportive type fan base of her own. And WWE knows how much of a big star that Liv Morgan is, and what she brings to the table, and the eyeballs in which she brings to the product. There is no denying that Liv Morgan is a top tier star, because she is. And obviously her feud with Rhea Ripley put her on the freaking map when she did that. But we've seen Liv as a heel for, the last year and a half or so. Maybe it's time we change things up. Maybe we give the fans what they want. They already cheer Liv, but she is really, really good as a heel. I mean, she really, really is. So if I'm looking ahead, I say, you know what, if you're WWE, bring her back to TV, in October, November, December, and start to get the wheels really, really in motion for maybe a potential split with Raquel. Obviously, a match with Roxanne. Build more tension between her and Finn Balor. There's so many different things. And here's a beautiful thing about the situation, if you really think about it. Like, I just pointed out three things, right? There's actually 3 points of contact that she can do. She could help Raquel. She can continue to tease tension with Finn Balor. She can always do a power play of who's the actual leader of the Judgment Day group. And she could also continue to build towards an eventual match with Roxanne Perez. So you actually have 3 things for Liv to do that you can do on a weekly basis. You can do where WWE continues to build and build and build and build and build. So I actually like the idea of bringing her back early. Will they? Don't know, but it's definitely interesting.